Hello everyone, welcome back to Who Wants to Win Not Much Money Rocket Seat. Let's jump straight into it and meet our first contestant, Nicholas Young. So Nicholas, first question for $7.50. How many eggs can I fit in my mouth?
1, 2, 3, or 9?
Am I allowed to see an egg, Jerry?
Someone give that man some eggs.
I'm gonna say D, 9.
I'm sorry, that's wrong. I'm allergic to eggs. You know what that means? Rocket seat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What the fuck?
How you going? You know, I was going to make up some reason for making an Ejector office chair, to add a story to this ridiculous video, but all of these reasons were lame, and you guys are too smart for lame excuses. Also, when I say guys, I say that in a gender-neutral way. I have seen my analytics, I haven't forgotten about you 8% females. But yeah, the real reason I decided to make this ejector seat is actually because I found these giant springs, and I thought I could make spring shoes. But I've already made shoe-related content, and I don't want you to all think I have a foot fetish, so I settled with making an ejector chair instead. So, the first thing we need is an office chair. Now, grabbing a chair is no easy task, as they are very aware of their surroundings. I usually get a bag of sand or rice and gently switch it with the original occupant so the chair doesn't notice the weight difference, and then gently cover its head with a towel. Now, bring the chair in the workshop and keep its head covered and keep its back to the power tools so it isn't aware of the mayhem that is about to take place. This is my game plan. I'm going to get this big spring and put it here, and then put this air tank here, and then shoot the top half of this chair into space. This air tank is from a tampon gun I made previously, which I don't need anymore, as it is no longer that time of the month. Alrighty. So while the chair is still docile, quickly and swiftly remove the head from its body. Then, its body from its legs. Then, take out its, Can you go away, please? The spindle from the legs. Then, I'm just going to surgically make a hole here to put the air tank in. My large drill bit is occupied elsewhere, so I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way, with a file. And after filing metal for half an hour, I have a newfound respect for the caster prison break. Those boys were hard workers. And you know what? The next time you are visiting your family member in prison, instead of smuggling them in a file, have some sympathy for them and smuggle them in a Dremel tool. They deserve the break. Alright, now I'm just going to lube up the pole before testing it out. And my mum watches my videos, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to censor this part. But don't you worry. If any of you folks want to see the full uncensored lube fest, you can support me on Patreon. Links down below. Now, it has probably come to your attention that the spring in my build doesn't actually do anything, and you probably think I'm a loser, and are confused as to why I had the spring in my thumbnail. Let me tell you why. Clickbait, alright? I thought it would look better with the spring. And look, you are here, right now, watching this video because of the spring in the thumbnail. So who is the real clickbait loser here? But yeah, moving on. Let's test this guy out at 60 PSI, which is the third of the power I am allowed to play with.
You okay?
What the fuck?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, myself and my family didn't expect that kind of power, and neither did my roof. Looking at my garage roof is comparable to the way an archaeologist looks at the different layers of Earth. It tells a story. This mark here dates back to 2007, when I threw a shot put through the roof and then covered it up with paper. My paper trick worked for 5 years until a light breeze blew through my garage. Then this dent here dates back to 2014, when I decided to see how much pressure a can of beans could take. And this mark here dates back to yesterday, when I was a bad driver. Also, Mum, if you are watching this, I swear that mark was already there. Alright, back to reality. Last steps. I'm just going to help this metal chair lose some weight by following the great words of Peter Fitzsimmons in his book Aussie Bloke Slim Down, when he said, lose weight by using a grinder to cut off body parts you don't need. And there is no reason to use the grinder this big, it just makes me feel better about myself. And now, it is time for a real outside full power test.
Down gracefully. Oh, that was better.
You know, that was kind of impressive, but to make it more impressive, here's a replay with me saying hacha. Hacha! So before I sit on it, I'm just going to test it out with some weights. And I don't have weights heavy enough, so I'm just going to fix them. And there we go. After I saw those results, I decided to do the maths. Or for you Americans, do the math. And since I weigh around 90 kilos, I discovered that I would need around 3,000 PSI to get me in the air. And I don't have that kind of PSI lying around. So with the amount of power I have, I would probably only be able to launch a baby. So, on that note, let's get a baby.
Coochie, 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 coochie.
But no. Regardless of its weak power, I'm still going to try it out on myself. You know what, that was not very impressive. It was actually quite depressing. It felt like a slight kick in the bum. And you know what, I think I could actually chuck the seat higher than this device. So there you go. Don't waste time using air pressure to make an ejector seat. Just use your own body instead. Thank you so much for watching. If you like that, please subscribe and check out my other videos. Like this video here, I have metal shoes. What more could you want? Please tell me.